You ever have that moment where someone takes all your hard work, smiles in your face, and then claims it as their own? My boss did that to me and walked away with a $50,000 bonus. 3 months later, he walked into a police car in handcuffs. If you've ever wanted to watch karma serve itself ice cold, hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in, because this is one of the most satisfying takedowns I've ever pulled off in my life. The setup: I've never been the revenge type. I'm the guy who clocks in, does his job, goes home. 6 years at a mid-sized marketing firm taught me one thing: if you work hard and keep your head down, good things follow. At least, that's what I used to believe before Victor became my new boss. Victor was something else. The kind of man who could make you feel like his best friend in the first 5 minutes, then a complete idiot in the next 5. Always in tailored suits, flashing a Rolex, driving a car worth more than my mortgage. Every conversation somehow circled back to how smart, connected, or brilliant he was. At first, I thought, okay, arrogant, but I can work with that. Then I noticed a pattern. He had a habit of taking credit for things other people did. It started small. A clever tagline I wrote, he'd drop it in a meeting without mentioning me. Presentation slides I stayed up late making. Suddenly his design work. It was annoying, but I didn't think it would ruin me. Until the campaign. The betrayal. The company was chasing a whale, a tech giant whose account could double our revenue. I poured weeks into the pitch. Late nights at my desk, researching trends, designing mock-ups, perfecting the strategy. My wife started joking she was a marketing widow. When the big day came, I was ready to present alongside Victor. Then, the morning of, he waltzed in and said, "The client only wants upper management in the meeting. Don't take it personally, I'll handle it." Something in my gut twisted, but I told myself maybe he'd give me credit later. 2 days later, an email blast from the CEO went out congratulating Victor for his brilliant strategy in landing the client. My name? Nowhere. I stormed into his office. "You didn't even mention my work." He smirked, actually smirked, and said, "You're part of the team. Your job is to make me look good." I walked out shaking, my ears burning. When bonuses came out a month later, Victor got a $50,000 check. I got nothing, not even a pat on the back. That's when something inside me broke. The plan for revenge. For weeks, I stewed in silence. I fantasized about ways to get back at him, but stealing ideas was one thing corporate probably wouldn't care. I needed something undeniable. That's when Sarah, a co-worker and fellow Victor hater, dropped the bomb. Over drinks one night, she leaned in and whispered, "You know he's padding expense reports, right?" She'd seen receipts for client dinners that were actually luxury resorts. Travel costs that match his Instagram vacation posts. That's when the idea clicked. Stealing credit for my work was petty, but stealing from the company? That's career-ending. I started collecting every suspicious expense report I could find, emails approving his own reimbursements, invoices that didn't match real vendors. Sarah fed me leads, and I chased them down like a bloodhound. Over 3 months, I built a folder so thick it could break a desk drawer. Then fate smiled on me. Victor asked me to help prepare documents for the quarterly audit, which meant I got access to his private files. And oh, the treasures I found. Offshore account transfers, fake consultant invoices, a shell company under his wife's name. The man wasn't just greedy. He was sloppy. The execution. I waited for the perfect moment. The annual shareholders meeting. The CFO would be there, the CEO, and every major investor in the company. 2 days before, I sent an anonymous package to the CFO, CEO, and, for extra spice, the IRS. Color-coded tabs, highlighted dates, cross-reference receipts. I didn't just accuse Victor. I laid his entire fraud operation on a silver platter. 48 hours later, chaos erupted. Victor's company laptop? Seized. His building access? Cut. He was suspended pending investigation, which is corporate speak for you're done. The office was buzzing with rumors. Embezzlement, fraud, maybe even tax evasion. Sarah and I played dumb, nodding along like we were just as shocked as everyone else. 2 weeks later, the CEO called an all-hands meeting. In her calm, measured voice, she announced, "Effective immediately, Victor is no longer with the company. Legal proceedings are underway. That is all." Translation: he's toast. The fallout: it came out later that Victor had siphoned over $400,000 from the company over the years. His luxury car? Repossessed. The big house? For sale. Word was he took a plea deal, 1 year in prison. As for me, the CEO thanked me for keeping things stable during the shakeup and offered me Victor's old position, along with a raise and bonus. I finally took my wife on the vacation I'd been promising for years. The sweetest part? That tech giant, the one whose campaign Victor stole, eventually learned the truth. They now deal directly with me. Reflective wrap-up. Victor thought he was untouchable, but greed makes people careless. And when you take credit for someone else's work, you never know when they might be watching, waiting, and planning your downfall.